flew out, all expenses is paid for.
Look, girl, if I don't know nothing else, number one, I'm very late doing this video. Hey y'all, welcome to the Dro Show. I'm back. And you know, let me tell you something. First of all, I don't like to date my shows, but I will say this, that this quarantine is kind of a blessing, because I already was planning on rebranding my YouTube channel, but with this COVID, you know, everything that's going on right now, it's really good that I can for real sit back, prepare, really put some effort into some content. And I've been planning to do this, but the fact that I could for real do it because I got more time, that's what's up. But I am here because I want to talk about my first ever international trip to St. Kitts and Nevis. I had the pleasure of visiting the beautiful island back in December, and it was nothing short of amazing. I had a great time. I am going back. It's not I want to go back, I am going back, period. So I'm gonna go down the list of everything that I did, everything I went through, getting to, you know, to travel and whatnot. First of all, I did realize that I didn't do enough like vlogging in terms of like, you know, really recording myself talking and all that type of stuff. So I'm gonna do a lot more talking in this video, and on top of that, I am gonna add in some of the video clips and a lot of pictures. Like if anything, I took a whole bunch of pictures. Like that's what I did the most, because girl, I'm like, you know, pictures worth 1,000 words. This was a girl trip. Last summer, my friends were talking about traveling and going to Carnival, going to St. Kitts for Carnival. I'm like, hold on, stop. Did I hear you say Carnival? Now, one thing about me, I love black cultures from all over the world, especially the Caribbean. I love everything about Caribbean culture. I love the music, the food. I love the history of it. I am 100% here for it, and I've always wanted to experience Carnival. I always want to go to the Caribbean. I always thought that the first place I would travel to in the Caribbean would be Jamaica or Trinidad. Oh, and I'm coming. Oh, trust and believe, like Keisha Cole, I am coming. I am going to both. Like, as soon as this is over, I'm not walking, I'm running back to the Caribbean. The first thing that I did was I actually got my airfare first. I probably should have got the passport first, but I was just so excited, and I'm like, let me secure the ticket. So the ticket cost about $959 round trip. So I took a trip from Chicago to Miami, then Miami to St. Kitts, and then back the same way. So what I did, I don't do credit cards personally. What I wanted to do, I wanted to put a majority of the money down, and then find like a layaway type of, your dig, so I could pay by the month. I actually heard of Air Affordable years ago, and I used them. It's actually owned by a Ghanaian woman. I am going to put a lot more of the information down in my actual blog post. I did do an official blog post about my experience, and I am going to do a separate blog and video talking about Air Affordable. Baby, it is so easy to use. All you have to do, you just have to find the ticket, you screenshot it, they confirm everything with the airport and all things of that nature, and you do have to pay a fee. The fee I paid was like $100 something, but there's nothing wrong with that, because you know, businesses have to make their money. So my payment plan was once a month. So I made my first payment, my first down payment in August, and then September, October, November, I got my ticket, and girl, we was in the house, and it was so easy. Now that is one thing about it. That's a reason why I have always been so hesitant to travel. Traveling has always been on my list, but I never really made an effort, because I just always because number one, I never really made time, and then number two, it always seemed like a chore. But it's like, yo, this is so freaking easy. I could have been doing this, but you know, we're here now. So next thing I did, I had to get my passport. Passport was really easy. I believe the fee was about $129. I don't remember, but I got my passport. I applied back in September. Actually, I got it in October. Very quick, very straight to the point. When you are applying and you have to take your picture, side note, the picture I took, girl, woo, child, Hot Mess Express. Ooh, girl. But You do have to send your birth certificate and your social security card when you are applying for it. You are going to get it back. Again, easy peasy lemon squeezy, straight to the point. So the journey, I left December 21st. Now the thing about traveling in December, especially when you want a big city like Chicago, you should expect a lot of chaos, but it was the opposite. I got to the airport about 6 a.m. and I was expecting long lines. Actually, I mean, the lines were kind of long. It wasn't empty, but it was just so smooth, so easy. I didn't have to wait a long time. Everything was just, woo, just went straight past.
Miami life at any price, keep my pockets right. After polite, Miami life ain't nothing nice. I'm on.
When I was flying over Florida, I recognized it was Florida because I saw the swamps and the Everglades, girl. I was like, yo, my nigga, there go the swamps, there go the alligators, there go the crocodiles, man. I was like, heck, you know, child, a dream. First stop was Miami. I wish I got a chance to explore more of Miami, but I did not. But I am gonna go to Miami again to really, you know, get my groove on, get my party on, you know what I'm saying? Look for Trina the baddest, you know what I'm saying?
I also wanted to add that I made this video way before Trina's most recent shenanigans, so please do not chop me up in the comments. Thank you so much, management.
So my trip to Miami was 2 hours. One thing about it is that, now this is not my first time being on a plane. One thing about it though, I don't like plane rides. They are boring. Mind you, I had a window seat like Erykah Badu. You know what I'm saying? Don't too much want nobody next to me, even though somebody was next to me. But I had my window seat. I was looking out the window, you know, enjoying it. But then it's like, okay, once you go all the way up, you know, almost to the heavens, ain't too much to see but clouds. And it's like, okay, girl, I mean, you know, you can't be on your phone. Granted, the airline I flew with, what, American Airlines? Yeah, American Airlines. Granted, you know, the airline, they have their own Wi-Fi. You can watch movies and whatnot. But it's like, okay, next. All right. So my plane ride to Miami is about 2.5 hours. I chilled with my layover, whatever, walked around.
Just went through TSA, and I am one step closer to paradise. Period.
About 6 a.m. East Coast time, I got on my plane to go international, baby. Now, that plane ride was actually 3 hours long, even more mundane, and I couldn't go to sleep. That's one thing about it, because I swore I was about to go to sleep. I swore I was about to be knocked out, but I think I was just so excited that I just had to stay up, and I was watching movies and whatnot. Got there, had to go through customs.
I'm here, I done made it. I look a little breezy with a little pop. Child is hanging out here, but all praise to the Most High. I'm ready to lay down and turn up. Period.
The customs line was really long. Like that custom line was long as ever. But got there, I felt the humidity. I had to take my jacket off. I'm like, baby, I am in the house. I am ready. And the great thing about this trip was that I did stay with an associate's family, and that was just so, that was love right there, you know, being able to save that money. And the thing about it is that the thing about going to places like that, I love being around the regular people. I love being around the everyday citizens who live in the city, instead of going to like a resort or wherever where you're kind of so far away from the everyday people and whatnot. I got home, I was knocked out. My girls went to a party that was like from what, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. And that is one thing about, this is another reason why I have to go back to the Caribbean, because they party hard. Like, people in the United States think they party hard. Who parties from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. to no 7 a.m. in the morning? Who does that? See, that's why I gotta go back. So we stayed in the capital Basseterre. I think I am pronouncing it correctly. If I'm not, please correct me in the comments. Thank you very much. So some of the places we went to Brimstone Hill Fortress, we went to the Hermitage Plantation, we went to the Romney Manor. So first of all, I love history. If you know me, I love history, especially Black history from all over the world. And I just soaked up so much history. I danced with the masqueraders in Portzontay.
Oh my God, she bopping. You can't go. You can't take the Chicago out the girl, G. I swear to God.
Portzontay is like the main port where the cruise ships come in. That's kind of like the downtownish area. Did so much walking, like I just had a blast.
This is the tourist area. Just came from the craft market. It is so beautiful out here. It was humid, but now the breeze done came in. So this is all the touristy stuff. Very fabulous. Ooh, girl, you come here. Ma'am, come here. You see that Louis? Wait, do you see that Louis though?
Yeah, but it don't shred at the top.
Oh, that Louis ain't good cause why?
It don't shred at the top.
That Louis ain't good cause usually Louis don't shred like that. You see how that shred? Oh girl, that is cute. Okay, but when I come back to Chicago with this Louis, y'all gonna be sick. And
the
it's
cricket seeds, G.
not crooked
You
seeds.
see the rim?
Yes. Okay.
Just being there, like, it's December and like I'm in this 80-degree weather. It was amazing. It was beautiful. The sun just kissing my skin, just give me this beautiful tan. So I engaged in so much sightseeing. That's why even to this day I have so many pictures that I still have not uploaded. Like, girl, like, cause I took my camera with me because I'm like, girl, I'm about to be chick everywhere. But there was just so much to see. Mind you, St. Kitts is a fairly small island. It is one of the smaller islands in the Caribbean, but there was so much to see, so much experience.
saw the sunrise. Woke up. Another boo-boo. Ends of the photo shoot. Very much gay to girls. Was illustrated from one single edition. Very much gay to girls. J Watch. Okay. Period. Very much. Look at that sun. Girl, look at that sun. I mean, that's the reflection off of the school. Beautiful.
It's coming off. Most of it can be recycled. Each piece of item you see here is individually done. You're never gonna find two pieces exactly the same. They can be washed by hand or by machine. They will never shrink. They can be ironed. You can throw them in the dryer to be dry.
In Nevis, in the capital, it is gorgeous. Like, it is freaking 80 degrees in December. Girl, I can't. Lord, paradise. Period. I can't. This is gorgeous. So we're just taking a walk right now. This is my first day out here.
First day out like JT.
Girl, you feel me? First day out. Oh, girl, this wall right here for pictures. Child, please. Wow, it's gorgeous. I'm so excited. I want to see the ocean. Girl, I'll get lost out here. This is beautiful. Yes, I will dare get lost out here. If I still ate meat, it'll be over. I'm talking about it'll just be straight up over. Like, hey friend, what's poppin'? Y'all, it's dogs just roaming around here, like, and it's chickens too. If I mentioned it already. I need to look how mountainous it is. Or are those hills? Those are mountains and hills. Girl, it's just. Let me get closer. I need to go up there. Girl, look, that's where I want to go. That is.
Hello.
You. Hi, how are you? Oh my goodness. That's where I need to be, up there. Wow. Gorgeous. These outfits though, like Fashion Nova could never. This one right here, I mean all of them got my name on it. Period. Okay, come through. Forever 21 who?
Another dope thing about being in St. Kitts was that the cost of so much was really inexpensive. So St. Kitts has a neighboring island, like I think it's like a 15-minute boat trip. And on both islands, we took tours.
On the track.
and both tours I think they cost about 20 USD, and that is something else that you can use US money. There's also an Eastern Caribbean currency that you can use, but you can also use US money, which again was dope. I personally think that even though you can use your debit card, your credit card in some places, you should have some cash. Like, that is one thing about it. Please, if you can get some cash, you can go ahead and do that. But it is excellent that they take US dollars and East. Let's get into the food real quick. So one thing about it with me is I am a vegan. I am a plant-based vegan girl. It's gonna be 3 years come August. So I wasn't too concerned about food because, again, I love Caribbean food, and one thing I have always noticed about it is that it is on the plant-based side. It's not 100% plant-based, it's not 100% vegan, but you can get you some rice and peas and some cabbage and some plantains and you will be good. Like, you don't even need all that. You'll be full just eating that. So I wasn't too concerned about that. But two places in particular that I did go to that I love, and I think about, girl, I still think about these places to this day. Lifespan is a vegan food truck. When I tell you the food is good, the owner, he's so sweet, he's so cool. And there's another vegan restaurant called Carnival Traditions. Again, the food is delicious, and what I love most about the food is that both plates cost $10.
I'm currently in the farm at a restaurant, a vegan restaurant called Carnival, and I found this online. It's so beautiful back here. I'm about to get me some delicious food to eat, some more vegan delights. I'm very excited.
Another place we went to is in Nevis. It's called Lime Beach Bar. It's right at Penny's Beach. The aesthetic is really dope. It gives you that beachy feel. And what I love most is they were so accommodating for me. I had some pumpkin soup. I had a nice little salad. And I'm not too big on salads, but they hooked it up though. And they put some plantains. I ain't never had none like that before. They did the damn thing. Period. So the highlight of my vacation was Juve. Man, it was insane. So before I go into it, I do want to talk about a little history concerning Juve and carnivals in the Caribbean. Though most people who think of Caribbean carnivals, they automatically probably think about Trinidad because they have the biggest carnival, and according to my research, Trinidad was responsible for a lot of the modern carnival traditions you see today. But most Caribbean islands and even Latin American countries, they do have their own versions of carnival. I know in Jamaica they have Bacchanal. Where else? In Grenada they have Spice Mass. In Barbados they have Crop Over. And all of these carnivals happen all throughout the year. So I mean, if you want a vacation at any time, just, you know, kind of find which island is having their carnival during that time, and then boom bam, thank you ma'am. So St. Kitts has their carnival. It actually starts in November and it ends in January, right around New Year's Day, which is like, that's so dope to me that they partying this long. And that's the thing with a lot of the carnival traditions. A lot of the carnival traditions started around different holidays. For example, I know with Trinidad, their carnival is right before Easter, and it's right around Fat Tuesday, so it kind of coincides with those European traditions. A lot of these carnival traditions stem back to the days of slavery, which is how a lot of the carnival traditions came about. Juve is kind of like a huge pre-carnival party, and Juve started at 4 a.m. Yes, you heard me right, 4 a.m. Now here in the United States, we're so used to probably leaving the club at 4 a.m. I mean, in Chicago, 2 a.m. because, yeah, we're not gonna get on that. But it started at 4 a.m. And girl, I had my outfit ready. I was a part of the Extreme Troop, shout out to them. And And girl, when I tell you I had a blast.
So Juve is in 2 days, and the city people are getting ready for it.
Extreme Nation, if you're coming for the first time, you got to know the sign, alright?
Most about Juve is that what we call twerking here in the United States, especially in the black community, it's not frowned upon there. And that's something I've always noticed, because again, I've always been very familiar with Caribbean history, Caribbean cultures and customs and things of that nature. But being in that space, like for real, dancing in that space, and people were not looking down on you, people were not frowning at you and calling you a hoe or a thought or whatever. It was so liberating, it was so refreshing, and I'm like, yo, I can do this all the time. This is low-key where I belong. It was beautiful. And then the thing about it is, there were kids out there, and it's so normal. And you know, here in the United States, it's like, you know, we teach kids, oh, don't do that twerking, because it's something sexual that's attached to it. And to go into a history lesson really quickly, I remember learning this back in my African American study class back in undergrad. So personally, I think the reason why in the United States, especially in black communities, we see, well, some of us see twerking as a bad thing and it's hypersexual. And plus, let's be real, a lot of the misogynistic rap music does not make any better, and it's very unnecessary. Let me add that in. A lot of it's very, I mean, you know, I'm probably gonna two-step and dance when I hear certain songs, but a lot of the lyrics are very unnecessary, but I'll get into that. So the difference between slavery in the Caribbean and then in the United States is that in the Caribbean, a lot more of the slaves were able to retain more African traditions, because there were more slaves, enslaved people, in the Caribbean islands than there were in the United States. So a lot more of the enslaved Africans who were in the Caribbean were able to keep a lot of those more traditional West African customs, more so than enslaved Africans in America. So even when you look at the modern day demographics of the Caribbean, a lot of the islands are densely populated by black people, in comparison to here in America, where black Americans and even black people who are coming over here from different countries, we are the minority, you know. Because of that European influence here in America, a lot of those customs, like the, what we call twerking, booty shaking, whining, whatever you want to call it, those were frowned upon and also very hypersexualized. And I feel like I can back it up with some research. I'm not gonna do it right now because we on another topic. We're gonna talk about this again. We're gonna cover this again. But I do believe that is why in the Caribbean, booty shaking, twerking, whatever, is seen as what it is. And it's the same thing in a lot of different parts of Africa. It's not hypersexualized at all the way it is in the United States. And I was just thinking like, yo, at the end of the day, it's just a dance. And it's crazy how it's been so hypersexualized, you know, because of westernized and American propaganda. It's crazy. But nonetheless, I enjoyed every bit of it. I felt safe. That's one thing about it. Like, even with the outfit I had on, the outfit I had on was a little, it was you know, it was hot. Like, it was very much giving the girls FloJo meets Grace Jones. Don't get it twisted.
She ate that.
Break it up.
Nobody was looking at me like, oh, what she got on. Nobody was looking me upside down or right side up. Like, it was just so lit. Everything was so welcoming. I also wanted to add that the men were also very respectful. I just had an issue with one dude, but for the most part, everything was really comfortable. It was really a safe space of just having fun, where as a woman, you didn't have to worry about getting catcalled, getting assaulted, or a man touching on you. So that's another big plus about it. Being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm going to be back because I have time, especially because of this quarantine, and I'm back and more dedicated. But seriously, y'all, thank you for the support. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, 3_DRO 2_. Peace out.